Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking kind of about like happiness and suffering, and I think the title kind of speaks for itself, so I don't want to spend too long on like a little bit on like this like introduction or whatever. So I wrote out the rant as per usual on my phone, and I wasn't really sure how I felt about it, and so I sent it to a few of my friends just to get some feedback on it, to see what they kind of thought of it. One of my friends, he actually suggested to me that I kind of base this video on self-love, and that's definitely something I want to do, but I think I'm going to do that in two separate videos because both of these things are things that I really would like to focus on separately as opposed to together, although like they do relate. Gonna get ideas from what I wrote because that's what I do. So basically, this whole title of this video, basically my whole life I've kind of heard from like everyone around me saying like, oh, like, why are you sad? Like, just be happy, like, choose to be happy, choose to be sad. I always thought it was kind of rude because I never thought that you could choose. Like, I never viewed myself as someone who could get over something or move on or just be happy. I always thought that like I was going to be sad and I was stuck and there was nothing I could do about it. And that's, I think, what really wound up destroying me. I never understood that suffering was a choice. And that's something I've really realized very recently as I'm gaining more and more control over my life and over myself and over my emotions, especially. I want to start out by actually reading a quote from one of my favorite books called The Fifth Agreement, and it's an amazing book. If I've ever given you advice, I have probably sent you a quote from this book because it literally, oh my god, this book is everything to me. Anyway, this specific one says, do you like to be happy? Then be happy and enjoy your happiness. Do you like to suffer? Great. Then why not enjoy your suffering? If you choose to create hell, good for you. Cry, have pain, make a masterpiece of art with your pain. But if you have awareness, there's no way you are going to choose hell. You are going to choose heaven. And that's, I love how he phrased that because it's saying that, yeah, you have a choice. You can choose if you want to live in heaven being happy or if you want to live in hell and be sad. He's saying that you can choose between that, and some people are addicted to suffering, and that's something he really touches on in this book. His name's Don Miguel Ruiz, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. Anyway, and that's something he really touches on in the book, is that some people are addicted to suffering because they don't know how to live any other way. And I understand that. I don't want to come off as ignorant in any way just because I've been on both sides of both extremes of the emotional spectrum. I don't know like how else to phrase this, because you do have complete control over your life and over your emotions. And it took me a long time to realize that I'm the only one who can make a difference for myself. You can have external things, you can take medications, you can go to therapy, you can have friends that help you, family that helps you, but in the end, I realized that I'm the only one that I need, and nothing else will ever help me if I'm not willing to help myself. And that's what's really guided me through learning all of this. And I think that a main way that I have learned to help myself is through reading, especially through two of my favorite books, The Four Agreements and The Fifth Agreement, both by the same author. Clearly you can tell by the titles they're very similar. The Fifth Agreement is kind of just an extension. But yeah, those are my favorite books, and they have really, really, really helped me in kind of just becoming more aware of what sadness is, what happiness is, and how I can make a transition for myself from one emotional extreme to the other. I think something that's also really helped me is the idea of self-love and becoming confident with myself, and as I said, that's something I'm going to make a separate video on because that is like a topic that I could literally discuss for days. Like, I can preach self-love like nothing else, so I definitely want to make a video on that, but I also want to touch on a little bit in here because self-love is such a huge part of the process. Your emotions reflect how you feel about yourself. There's a quote that like I saw somewhere like a couple years ago that I love. I honestly don't remember exactly what it was, but it was something like and so I used to doubt myself. I never really liked who I was. I held myself up against this image of my ideal self. I was not okay with the fact that that did not align with who I really was. And I think that a lot of people have that issue, and I think that's the root of a lot of people's problems with self-image. And so, I mean, finding self-love and being able to love and support yourself and want to help yourself and becoming more aware of of confidence, and I don't know if this is coming out right, whatever. Anyway, it's a process. It's not something that happens overnight. It's taken me a long time to reach this point. Something that I really, really want to address here is that it's not bad to cry. I have my days. I honestly cry a lot, but it's not because I'm sad or I'm suffering. It's because it's healthy. Sometimes, you gotta let out your emotions, especially as a 17-year-old girl. I have emotions to let out. Like, how else do you expect me to let out emotions other than cry? The difference between healthy crying and unhealthy crying is unhealthy crying is when you let yourself suffer because you're crying. You beat yourself up for crying, telling yourself, oh, I shouldn't feel this way. I shouldn't be sad. I shouldn't be crying. This isn't okay. And then that leads you to feeling worse about yourself, and you let yourself sulk in that sadness. But when I cry, I don't resist it. I allow myself to cry. And one of my friends to whom I sent this, he brought out a particular quote that I said and whatever, and he, so I'm just gonna read that. Hold on, I just have to find it. Please don't get me wrong, I have my bad times and I don't push away sadness. I welcome it. Because without sadness, how would I ever be able to appreciate happiness? If you're never sad, how can you appreciate the moments when you're happy and when you're on top if you have nothing else to compare them to? So it's all really about finding that balance, because you need to have those times when you're alone and you let yourself just let everything out and feel all your emotions, because bottling everything up isn't healthy either. Let things out, whether it's to yourself in a journal or in the notes on your phone, even if it's through something more external where you're telling the world how you feel, whether that be through like some sort of post or blog or through a video, or even if it's just to a few of your friends, which I frequently do as well. There are a million ways to get out your emotions, and when you're letting things out, it doesn't necessarily have to be to other people. You can let things out just by writing and just by doing it with yourself, because letting out your emotions is just like a cleanse, and it's something that's very, very essential to your well-being. So yeah, but if you let yourself sulk, that's when you suffer. Because you're not allowing yourself to move on. Accept how you feel. Let everything out. Recognize that it's okay to feel that way. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to cry. No one is going to have a whole life where they are completely happy. We all have our times, and that's normal. That's fine. So don't beat yourself up if you're not as happy as society expects you to be, because in reality, no one's like that all the time. Yeah, I feel like I have so much to say about this, but it's kind of hard to get it all out at one time in one video, and I know that a lot of people don't even like to sit through all of these, but if anyone ever wants to talk to me and just like hear my thoughts or anything like beyond this, text me, call me, come over, we can hang out, meet up somewhere. I would love to talk. I love to talk about this stuff because I think it's important to spread awareness to people and to really understand these things. And I don't understand it all perfectly myself either, and that's fine. That's okay, because I like to learn from other people too. Clearly, I'm reading so much every single day, and I like to get other people's points of view because it definitely puts me in check and makes me and my ego realize that I'm not fully right all the time, and that's fine. I don't need to be right all the time. But I want to learn from other people, and I want us everyone to learn from each other. Basically, take away from this, choose to suffer or choose to be happy. It's up to you, and I know that at times that's hard to believe, and that's hard to accept, and that's hard to understand. Trust me, I've been there, and some days I am still there, but that's fine. However you're feeling is fine. Your emotions are accepted by everyone, and they need to be accepted by you first and foremost. But then make the choice of how you're going to move on from it. When you're sad, are you going to let yourself sulk in that? Are you going to allow yourself to suffer because of that? Or do you enjoy being happy? Do you want to be happy? Because it's up to you. Do something that makes you happy. Find someone that makes you happy. Find happiness within yourself, because at the end of the day, you're the only person that matters. You're the only person that's going to stick with you through every single moment of your entire life. So you can't expect to get better automatically. You need to work on it with yourself, focus on yourself, really lead yourself in the right direction, because nothing is going to help you if you're not willing to help yourself. I think I said that like a million times already in this video. Wherever you are in your life, whatever you're doing, however you're feeling, know that I love you, I support you, I'm here for you. If you ever need anything, I'm not that far away. You can get in touch with me through any way, shape, or form, even if it's in person. Stop me in school if you go to school with me. I would love to talk to you. I support you. You're not alone in however you're feeling. I understand, and there are so many other people who do as well. Yeah, hope you learned something. Hope this made you think. Hope you're having a great day. Allow yourself to feel some emotions today. Thanks so much for watching.